Hello, time travelers, and welcome, new time travelers. As always, if you're new to this channel and enjoy learning historical events from around the world, then don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. Without further ado, let's get into it. Today we're going to start out in 1636 when Harvard University, the oldest institute of higher learning in the United States, was founded by the Great and General Court of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. In 1726, Anglo-Irish author Jonathan Swift anonymously published Travels into Several Remote Nations of the World, later called Governor's Travels, a keystone of English literature that helped give birth to the novel form. 1790 is when Spain yielded to British demands, signed the convention that resolved the Nokia Sound controversy. On this day in 1886, U.S. President Grover Cleveland officially dedicated the Statue of Liberty, a gift from the people of France, to the people of the United States on Bellows Island, later called Liberty Island, in Upper New York Bay. In 1914, American physician and medical researcher Jonas Salk, who developed the first safe and effective vaccine for polio, was born. 4 years later, in 1918, Thomas Musgrave, Edward Bernays, and other leaders issued proclamation announcing the formation of independent Czechoslovakian state. 1919 is when the U.S. Congress overrode President Woodrow Wilson's veto and passed Volstead Act, providing enforcement guidelines of prohibition. On this day in 1955, American computer programmer and entrepreneur Bill Gates, who co-founded Microsoft, the world's largest personal computer software company, was born. In 1962, Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev capitalized to U.S. demands to halt delivery of nuclear-armed missiles to Cuba, bringing an end to the Cuban Missile Crisis. 3 years later, in 1965, the Gateway Arch in St. Louis, Missouri, designed by Finnish-born American architect Eero Sihvonen, to commemorate St. Louis's historic role as the gateway to the West, was completed. 2 years later, in 1967, American actress Julia Roberts, whose deft performances and various roles helped make her one of the highest paid and most influential actresses in the 1990s and early 2000s, was born. In 1971, Great Britain launched Prospero, its first Earth satellite. 5 years before the turn of the century, in 1995, a fire that envelops a subway car as it's traveling between stations in Baku, Azerbaijan, claims the lives of more than 300 persons and injures some 200. Most of the victims are felled by carbon monoxide fumes emanating from burning materials, and others are electrocuted as they grasp the cables to escape the blazing train. 7 years after the turn of the century, Argentine lawyer and politician Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner becomes the first woman elected president of Argentina. And our final event happened in 2023 when American actor Matthew Perry, who played Chandler Bing on the hugely popular sitcom Friends that aired from 1994 to 2004, died at the age of 54 of acute effects of ketamine and an aesthetic drug. And with that sad news, we will return to 2024 and our current history. Now let's head into the animal kingdom for our 76th animal fact. The U.S. military trained bottlenose dolphins. Bottlenose dolphins were used in both Vietnam and the Gulf to detect enemy swimmers trying to plant explosives on ships. That's actually kind of cool now that I think about that. Now let's head into the science lab, where Mercury, not Venus, is the closest planet to Earth. On average, Mercury is 1.04 astronomical units, or AU, away from Earth, compared to the 1.14 AU average distance between Earth and Venus. 1 AU is equal to the average distance between Earth and the Sun. Venus still comes close to Earth as part of its orbit around the Sun, however. That also is pretty cool. And with that, if you guys enjoy learning historical events from around the world, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. I'll see you all on the next one.